Hi, in this video I'm going to share the email I sent to Sky Sports commentator Gary Taphouse, the email he sent back, and things to bear in mind if you too want to connect with football commentators in the industry. Spoiler alert, something pretty incredible happened. If you're new here, my name's Scott and I'm a digital marketer living in England. On this channel, I'm sharing everything I'm doing on evenings and weekends to make it as a full-time football commentator. I currently commentate for Northern Counties East Football League Division 1 team, Harrogate Railway. I know, that's quite a mouthful. And my dream over the next 10 years is to make it as a full-time football commentator. So, if this sounds like something you'd be interested in, like to see more of, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Alright, so having worked in a variety of marketing and freelance roles over the years, I know how important and valuable cold email outreach can be. And when I say cold email outreach, I just mean emailing people I've never spoken with before. It can help you connect with people you thought were impossible to reach, strike up conversations, and if you go about it in the right way, opportunities can open themselves up. Worst case scenario, you hear nothing. Which, let's face it, it's not particularly bad anyway. So why did I want to reach out to Gary? Well, Gary has worked as a football commentator for Sky Sports for the past 20 years and commentated on many iconic moments, including this memorable goal by Dele Alli. During this time, he's featured on numerous podcasts and he also works for the John Schofield Trust, an organisation that helps aspiring and early career journalists access and navigate professionally by providing world-class commentating and training. So during one of these workshops, you mentioned that aspiring commentators could drop him an email if they had any questions or wanted to ask him for advice. So that's kind of what I did. My ask was simple. I wanted to see if I could shadow him for one game. My current setup for Harrogate Railway is very tin pot, so I wanted to see what it would look like if I was to take my tech setup to the next level. I also thought it would be cool to potentially go onto a gantry for the first time and watch someone in their element do their thing. So here's the email I sent. Okay, so this is the chain of emails that I sent to Gary, and the first thing I want to kind of point your attention to is this here, the subject line. I'm a huge fan of your work. Thing with subject lines is you want to make them as enticing as possible and give people a reason to click because, let's face it, most of the emails we receive are either bills or they're something that someone is wanting to impose on us, a project, a task, whatever. So actually when you give a really sincere, non-ambiguous description like, I'm a huge fan of your work, it makes it very enticing for that person to click on. So that's the main objective with the email line. Just want to make someone click on it, basically. Anyway, if we just scroll down, we can see that this is actually just the end of the email chain. Let me take you back to where it began. So this is the first email I sent to Gary. And it's, hi Gary, I appreciate getting emails like this all the time, so I'll keep this under 60 seconds. Let me just say with this line here, the reason for this line is basically to try and frame this email as in a way that makes it, again, as easy for the person to continue reading. So making it clear that this will take them 60 seconds to read. I'm not asking for a huge amount of their time. And also saying, appreciate you get emails like this all the time, trying to be empathetic. So that's all that first line is doing. Trying to get them to just, understand where you're coming from, not going to take too much of their time. And then you continue. So I'm a huge fan of your work. Your commentary on Dele Alli's undergoal against Palace is incredible, and I've enjoyed your podcasts on YouTube. It's inspiring to hear you go from bunking school for Italia 90 to making it to Sky Sports. So this particular bit here is mentioned in a podcast that I listened to, so just referring back to that. And the whole objective of this second paragraph is just basically to fangirl a little bit and say, I really love your stuff. These are the reasons why. So this particular bit here, for example, about Dele Alli's wonder goal against Palace, and then saying that I enjoy his podcast on YouTube. Really sincere, genuine appreciation. Then we get into this paragraph here. So I recently started commentating for my local football team, Harrogate Railway Athletic. They're in the Northern Counties East Football League Division 1, and I cold emailed the club's chairman to see if I could volunteer to commentate on their home games. And now live stream the commentary on their YouTube channel and recently posted a 51-second day in the life video on X. This has 4.3k views to date. So the objective here with this third paragraph is just to kind of set the scene a little bit. So it gives a little bit more context as to why I'm reaching out to a football commentator because, I too am starting to be a football commentator. I have a link here to one of the videos I've done on X and given a little bit of proof there around credibility. So this has 4.3k views to date. Not huge numbers, admittedly, but it's a start. And again, just this bit here about just trying to show a bit of initiative. So cold emailing the club's chairman, just like I'm cold emailing Gary in this email. Okay, so on to this next bit. My setup is very tin pot, and I'm keen to take my commentary to the next level. So I'm just kind of preempting what this ask is going to be. So just saying, okay, I appreciate I'm starting from a very low base. You've got the skills, Gary. I want to kind of potentially learn from you with taking my commentary to the next level. On to this next paragraph. Again, I appreciate you must get emails like this all the time. So no worries if you can't, but I was wondering if I might be able to shadow you at one of your match days. I'm willing and able to travel anywhere, and can even smuggle in some baked goods for halftime refreshments. I'm a sucker for brownies. So with this particular bit here, it's clearly an ask. So I'm saying, okay, I would love to commentate you for one of your home games or one of your games, but I'm trying to throw in a little bit of personality as well. So I'm a sucker for brownies, offering hot time refreshments, just a little bit of an unusual thing I'm offering, I suppose. And again, just trying to make it as enticing as possible for Gary to hopefully say yes. Because let's face it, that's what we're trying to do here with this email. We're trying to get him to say yes. So here in this paragraph now, a little more context. So for context, my background isn't in journalism, it's in digital marketing. I spent the last 6 years helping big name brands drive more traffic to their websites, and I love what I do. But commentating is a dream I've had for 20 years, and I want to see how far I can take it. So here, I'm kind of just saying, look, I am in this job. It's okay, but it's not my dream. I'd love to be what you're doing effectively, which is football commentating. Had a dream for 20 years, trying to use some numbers here. So 6 years I've been doing this thing, digital marketing. And yeah, also making it clear my background isn't in journalism, it's in digital marketing. And then I had this line here. So here I was pretending to commentate at the new camp. And then I inserted a picture, which unfortunately for me didn't seem to work when it sent. So this blank space would be where there was a picture of me. I'll show a screenshot of that here in case you haven't seen it on my profile. And then appreciate you considering this Gary email and no worries at all if you can't respond at this time. So wrapping it up there with that final sentence, basically making it clear that there's no pressure for Gary to respond. If he's able to, that'll be amazing, but I'm not, even hoping he will, just kind of floating out there. Hope, maybe he will, maybe he won't. And then my email signature at the end, just my email address and then a website if you want to check out what I'm doing. So that is effectively that email, starting with the kind of saying the framing only takes 60 seconds, bigging him up, saying why I like his commentary, then going into a bit of context about me, what my ask is, and then wrapping it up there with no worries if you can't respond at this time. All right, so I double checked everything and sent this email to Gary on the 18th of March 2025. 6 days later, I'd heard nothing, so I decided to follow up by replying to this original email. The next day, I got this very kind response from Gary. So, this is really exciting. Hi Scott, it's not easy switching to commentary after working in another industry. This is something I get messaged about all the time. Doing the right thing in building up experience for free, but it can be a long slog, I'm afraid. I was grafting away in local radio for 10 years before getting any TV work. And this is actually part of the story that I was well aware of, having listened to Gary's podcast. So, to be honest, this part doesn't faze me at all. I do see this as a long time play. That's why I'm doing this YouTube channel. I want to kind of document the whole process going from a Sunday League side right at the bottom of the English football pyramid, hopefully one day to all the way to the Premier League, commentating on World Cup games, finals, that sort of thing. So far, so good. Shadowing has become a lot more difficult since pandemic as accreditation was tightened up considerably. I do get the odd opportunity to invite people along, but I save those chances for people I mentor as part of my work for the John Schofield Trust. I get to know them over a long period before judging whether they'd benefit from it. So here he's just kind of setting me up for, sorry, I can't take you on, I'm not going to be able to offer you that shadowing opportunity. But he does it in a very sympathetic, kind way. making it clear it's not personal, it's not because I don't like you, it's just because of the accreditation. And he also wants to prioritize the people that work with the John Schofield Trust, which is an organization he's a big part of. So, totally fair enough, makes a lot of sense. This is the exciting part for me. Keep at it and keep building that commentary portfolio. At some stage, you'll have enough to then contact some producers in the industry about maybe getting some paid opportunities. When you genuinely think you're at that stage, feel free to get back in touch and I'll try and help if I can. All the best, Gary. So, there he's basically telling me what to do, and that's what I'm doing with this YouTube channel. I want to build this commentary portfolio. That's why I'm putting videos on X, on TikTok, here on YouTube. And then at some stage, if I have enough of a portfolio and contact Gary, he might be able to put me in touch with some paid opportunities, working with some producers for whatever. So pretty incredible, right? It's just from a cold outreach, getting to know him, being really sincere in my ask and my appreciation of him. And yeah, he very kindly got back in touch. So after he sent that, I then just said, "Hi, Gary, thank you so much for your email. I really appreciate your supportive words, and I totally understand not being able to shadow at this time. I'll be sure to get in touch again when I've built my commentary portfolio. Best wishes, Scott." So, what my plan over the next year and a half, when the new season comes around, is to continue building my portfolio on YouTube, get more subscribers, show that I'm putting in the work and that actually I'm improving these videos over time. And then hopefully, maybe one day, I'll get that opportunity from Gary to get put in touch with some paid producers. So there you have it. It is possible to get responses through cold email outreach. I sent a similar email to Serie A commentator Patrick Kendrick, and he too responded with some very kind words. This stuff works. So thanks so much for watching, and let me know in the comments below if you've tried this cold email outreach method before and who you've been able to get in touch with. And if you haven't tried it yet, I'd love to hear it when you do.